let's go to Aphiwe. Aphiwe, let's talk to the young ones and here, because I'm sure young people there watching, they're saying, what can we do? How can we get into this? So you've been in the drone industry for several years now, and your company and work has evolved over the years. What do you see as the biggest opportunities in the space for young entrepreneurs? So I'm sure we've got a lot of entrepreneurs here listening. You are an entrepreneur yourself, you are young. What is it that you see as the biggest opportunities in the space, particularly in new technology?
Oh, thank you, Dr. J. Good day to everybody. I think, just to touch on the question around, what's the biggest opportunity for young entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs alike. I think Tamiko had a really great slide that sort of, highlighted some of the other areas, peripheral areas and opportunities just outside, the drone service business, and I'll call it that. But, other opportunities that I think are in structuring the industry. There's OEM opportunities. And what I mean by this is that right now, where we sit, the industry itself, I think Tamiko also alluded to that it's not fully monitored. We don't have a really well-structured way of knowing how many drones came in, how many, I suppose, pilots are there really. And I think that in that lies an opportunity for creative minds, guys who have, a background in legal, guys who have, background in sort of, creating structure where there's no structures, because it is a new industry. And I think for it to move from crawling phase to, a great commercial phase where Kim alluded to it as well, where, enterprise understands the return on investment, where enterprise, it's quite clear, the benefit, whether this provides them ubiquity, they are now able to pull P&L statements per asset, or are they able to pull P&L statements of that asset portfolio using drones, because it just offers them that level of ubiquity and visibility of the remote assets. So there's an opportunity in that I think, perhaps we haven't really touched on much, but I really think there's a huge opportunity there for young people to come in and provide some of their insights around how do we structure this, this sort of new industry? How do we bring about, techniques to monitor this new industry? Because one of the big issues that civil aviation is facing today, for sure, is they don't know who's flying, where they're flying, whether they have a license or not. And I think there's an opportunity in that. And that's sort of a segue for me to go into the other opportunity, which is an OEM opportunity, where I think as South Africans, or, the industries such as, industry bodies such as IDC, etc., and young people need to be looking at opportunities to manufacture some level of, tracking devices. I saw there's somebody who mentioned in the comment box, but there is that opportunity because, as I'm reiterating this, for this industry to grow, we need to be able to monitor, all sorts of variables, and we need to be able to track this. So that's sort of, some of the opportunities that I'm pointing out. And the last one would be, the education and knowledge gap. I think generally we look at playing at the front of the industry, but there's an opportunity to play just behind the pilot, where we're providing, educational content to organizations, perhaps young people. If I was, basically didn't have a company and I saw this, I would probably take this research material, put together a presentation, and go start, presenting it to organizations, because I mean, this is a great bunch of information, consolidated information that I can pull certain insights, and I can go to an Anglo and say, Anglo, here's a presentation. I think this potentially could look like this for you guys. I can be the middleman. I'll go find a company with an ROC, etc. So there are those micro opportunities there, which I just thought I should highlight. I think the other opportunities, the information is readily available online, but I think there is that opportunity to play just behind, the guys, the guys with the RPL licenses, the companies with the ROCs. I think, as an individual, if I was in that position, I would really take this sort of opportunity to then, provide services around, peripheral, I suppose, services around the drone industry, because I think they are key in taking this industry to the next level.